Yeah, the weather's unpredictable, but you should know me by now. I don't care if it's sunny, cold, light, dark. YouTube videos are going to be made regardless. Now, today's video is going to be called Sex Game, Fight Game, Part 3. Now, you might wonder why I'm calling it Sex Game, Fight Game, Part 3. Because I want to explain in the title, men should never fight over women. Because that's something that pickup artists and dating coaches don't ever talk about in those 2-hour, 3-hour, or 4-hour seminars. They never talk about that. And you see, when you be trying to go to the nightclub and the bar 80 to 85% of the time to go after women that you find physically, sexually attractive from the ages of 18 to 29, whether they may be young women, white women, black women, Mexican women, or Asian women, or a combination of young and old. What they don't tell you is what happens when you get into a street fight with another man. And a lot of times, a lot of you, not you, but you have friends that watch too many movies and too many television shows that think that because they saw a movie or a television show, they think they know how to fight. They think they know how to do boxing because they've seen so many boxing movies. Or they see mixed martial arts. They think they know how to do mixed martial arts because they've seen some mixed martial arts. On average, it is only some 10 to 20% of men can watch movies like that and legitimately whoop somebody's ass just like you see in the movie depiction. We'll use Captain America, Winter Soldier as a prime example of that. In the movie, you see they got, I can't remember his name, but he's an MMA fighter, and he's done mixed martial arts for almost 17 years, and he got cast to play that one part where he fights Steve Rogers, and he looks at Rogers and says, "I thought you were a man of honor." So he takes the shield down and he fights him, and he beats him into submission like less than 10 minutes. Like, the fight doesn't last longer than what you expect. And it's like a letdown for him because of how physically superior he is. He overpowered and beat the combatant to the point of almost killing him. Now, you might say, what does this have to do with fighting over women? A lot of times you got to be careful when you mess with the wrong kind of woman. Remember my YouTube video about part 1 and part 2 of sex at the nightclubs and bars? And I said in part 1 of that video that there's a lot of black women, white women, Mexican women that are from the hood. I made part 2 of shit test versus mind games. Then I made another completely separated video about what happens if you mess with black women, white women, and Mexican women from the hood. And I told you in that particular video, you're either very masculine or you just don't mess with those types of women, period. And you have a lot of multi-millionaires and a lot of multi-billionaires that keep trying to tell you 10 to 15 times, stop messing with low-class women. Because a lot of these low-class women, they watch way too much television, they watch too many Hollywood movies, and they live inside their head. They don't live in the real world, they live inside their head. They're very stupid and very delusional. And a lot of us men, we're sometimes stupid and delusional too. Because we see that, oh my gosh, she got a big butt. Oh my gosh, she got some big titties. And then we get our ass whooped in the process because of the big ass, because of the big titties. Or you'll hear a black man in the hood say, man, that girl was fine. Yeah, that girl was fine, but you got your ass whooped. You almost got hurt in the process. And you see, most pickup artists and dating coaches don't tell you, you need to go take a boxing class. You need to do mixed martial arts to protect yourself. And you see, what most men fail to understand is just because you're bigger, you're stronger, you're faster, that don't mean anything to a woman that's from the hood. A woman will take a man that's bigger, stronger, and faster and break him mentally, break him down psychologically. She will break him down a total of 5 to 10 times. Worst case scenarios, she'll break him mentally 15 times if she has to. And you see, then you get a lot of Crip gang members, blood gang members that will be sick to their stomach that you think that because you're bigger, stronger, and faster, that you think that somehow makes the woman respect you. Not when you're dealing with a woman that's low class. Not when you're dealing with a woman that's from the hood, it won't. Because a woman be like, when they see a man that's bigger, stronger, and faster, that's like the ultimate challenge to a woman that's from the hood. And it don't matter if it's a black woman, a white woman, or a Mexican woman from the hood. See, when these women come from these low-class environments and there's no supervision, you know, the parents and the grandparents just send them outside to go play, and they're not being 100% watched with proper supervision, they're exposed to all types of stuff. And 99.999% accurately, if a woman sees a man get shot or stabbed 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, she thinks that's actually normal. Now, to me and you, when we think intelligence, when we think logic 100%, we know that's not normal. But to the mind of a black woman, a white woman, or a Mexican woman that's lived in the hood for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, or extreme cases, 25 to 30 years, they think it's actually normal. So when you say, I'm a man, her definition and your definition is not the same thing. Her definition is two men going to a street with a big ass crowd like you saw in the movie Friday with Ice Cube in the late 1990s, and two men throw down in the street, and whoever won the street fight was a man, and whoever lost the street fight in the mind of a woman was a punk bitch. And some women take that mind frame from that movie and they project that into real life 99.99%. And then you get put in situations where she do shit intentionally on purpose because she's bored. She wants some wholesome American entertainment, if you will. And she would love nothing more to see if you're a man or a punk bitch. And this is why I said in my last video, the minute you start bitching and complaining to women from the ages of 18 to 27 or from the ages of 18 to 29, she gets angry and upset because she don't want to hear you bitch and complain about how complicated a situation is. She want to see you handle it no matter how complicated it is. And she don't care if you have to cheat. She don't care if you intentionally on purpose get yourself in trouble. She just prefer you to handle it no matter how difficult it is. The minute you start saying, I don't like this or this is too difficult, it's not a turn on, it's a turn off. And I'm trying to explain to you that if you do mess with the wrong type of woman, again, there are actually rules that you're going to have to follow, because most men can't recognize the distinction between a woman of class and a woman of low class, because now in our society they look pretty much the same. So there's no way for you to make that distinction, because now you got these new cases where it ain't just black women, white women, and Mexican women that's from the hood trying to get you into a street fight. You have women that are from middle class backgrounds that will try to get you into a street fight just to see if you're a real man or a bitch. And you see, if you don't portray yourself as a strong, powerful, masculine man, you know what's going to happen to you? Every single woman will be able to pick up on this signal that you're scared to handle strong challenges. And what's going to happen is the woman going to try to fight you. The woman going to try to fuck with you. 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, a woman going to try to fight you. A woman can tell if you have high levels of testosterone in your system. That woman will go, okay, I know not to mess with that guy. He tough, he's strong, I know I can't mess with him. But if you got low levels of testosterone, a woman will not only be able to smell fear, a woman will be able to sense that you're a punk bitch. And if a woman can sense that you're a bitch, then all women can sense that you're a punk bitch. See, white women have class. Like, white women will say, okay, he's a coward. Okay, he's a scaredy cat. Or he's shy. You know, they find nice little holonyms or acronyms that try to describe you being a coward. That's how a white woman say it. A black woman and a Mexican woman that's from the hood ain't gonna be nice. She's just gonna straight out say, why you a punk bitch? And you can give out 10 reasons. You can give out 50 reasons. Hell, you can give out 100 reasons. And to a Mexican woman or a black woman that's from the hood, all of those reasons are just justifying to her that you're a punk bitch. Now, you might say, why I gotta fight just to show her that I ain't no punk? Because what happens in the work environment is that women can pick up on you're scared, that she might say something that's offensive or disrespectful, and a lot of times it's a shit test. Remember in my video of part 2 of a shit test versus mind games part 2? When you go to the nightclubs and the bars, fights break out. And men like to fight over women. And the reason why I say you should never fight over a woman is because the woman is not that physically, sexually attractive for you to fight over. Okay, she got some ass, she got some titties, but you don't want to get shot or stabbed in the process. You don't want to get killed in the process. And these pickup artists and these dating coaches, they don't talk about that in them 2-hour, 3-hour, 4-hour seminars. They leave that information out 80% of the time intentionally on purpose, because their number one goal is to make money by any means necessary. And they're not going to tell you that until after the fact. That's why I said the players and the bad boys, you may hate the players, you may hate the bad boys, but they're 99.99% real, and they're going to tell you the truth. They're going to tell you the good and the bad. They're not going to lie to you. They're going to tell you the truth. It's not going to be a nice, pretty version of the truth. It's going to be a terrible, ugly version of the truth, but it's the truth nevertheless. And you know what they say about the truth? The truth hurts. My point is that there's 3 levels of game. There's not just your sex game. They always talk about work on your game with women, work on your game. Okay, guys work on their sex game, and guys work on their fight game, and they still wonder why they still cannot physically, sexually attract the women that they want. Because there's something that's not being told to you. There's actually 3 levels of game. Stage 1 is your fight game. You gotta learn how to fight. I mean, because in the movies, they make it seem like, yeah, you can kick anybody's ass, but in real life, you're going to get a man that's bigger than you, stronger than you, faster than you. He hits faster than you. He hits harder than you. And the guy's always going to be between 5'10" to 6'6", 200 to 300 pounds. You're not going to be fighting somebody small and weak. You're going to be fighting a man bigger, stronger, and faster. And the woman is going to always go find a guy that's bigger than you, stronger than you, and faster than you, and can fight. And you're going to be forced to do one or 2 things. Run away and hide, and then later call the police, or fight and get your ass whooped. That's what happens when you mess with the wrong woman from the hood. Now, the second stage is your sex game. Do you know how to put it down in the bed? Do you know how to blow her back out? So that's only 2 levels of game. The third one is called your mental game. Do you have mental toughness? And most men do not have mental toughness because when you were a kid, you never developed mental toughness. It was always just go to the gym, be strong, and be powerful, and women will respect you. Only some women will respect you if you do your fight game and your sex game. But what happens if a girl is not interested in your sex game? What happens if a woman is not interested in your fight game? What if a woman is interested in your mental game? Now you got a damn problem. That means she gonna challenge you mentally. That means she gonna try to see, are you intelligent or are you stupid? That's why I made the YouTube video called Intelligence versus Social Intelligence Part 2. Because in that video I talk about what happens when a woman is bored and you try to throw money at the problem. And the only men that women will shit test or play mind games with are men for only 2 reasons. Either to find out if you're the alpha male and you're worthy to be a mate, or you're weak and powerless. And some women believe this in their subconscious. Most women will never say it face to face, eye to eye, because they're afraid of the reaction they might get if they say it honestly. But most women subconsciously believe in their mind that if you're weak I gotta have a street fight. Anytime a man fails a shit test too many times or fails the mind games, a woman will get a random male candidate and make you fight him, and she'll start to act very narcissistic and basically, you know, like a nut, like a crazy nut, because in her mind you failed all her expectations. She wanted you to be a man, and instead of a man, she got a punk bitch. So now she feel like I gotta get you to fight another man to see if that's gonna make you into a man. And I'm about to tell you right now, no woman on this planet, black women, white women, Mexican women, cannot make no boy into no man. It takes a man to make a boy into a man. And when a woman tries to take on that job upon herself, she just does the only thing she can do. I'm just gonna make you fight another man in the street. And they have a term for it. I'm gonna turn you into an animal. So when you get black women, white women, Mexican women from the hood, they'll say, I'm gonna turn them into an animal because you're too civilized, you're too nice, you're too carefree. You don't have no chaos or no destruction in your life. Now, to me and you, that's just stupid and ignorant. To me and you, it's called they watch too much television and too many movies, and they do. But when you mess with a black woman or a white woman or a Mexican woman from the hood, there is a big price to pay. And if you don't do boxing and if you don't do mixed martial arts, you're going to get hurt a lot. And you see, it ain't just your fight game and your sex game you have to work on, it's your mental game. You got to build mental toughness. And one of the best ways to build mental toughness is to play sports. Basketball, football, baseball. I don't care if you do bodybuilding. I don't care if you go in the gym and all you do is lift weights. You notice that when a guy has to lift 200 pounds, 300 pounds, it don't just require his muscles, it also requires his mind. That's mental toughness. The more you develop mental toughness, the more a woman will not challenge you. The reason why a lot of guys get arrested and go to jail when they get into fights with women is because they're not strong mentally. Anytime a woman laughs at you, it's not that your sex game is terrible, which, I mean, it is, but it ain't your fight game, it's your mental game. You struggle with your mental game. Like the girl, like, most women be like, he ain't that smart. Anyone can manipulate him. Any woman can just open her mouth and lie and just say something. And who is the perfect target of this? Men who are confused. Guys who go to the workforce that are confused. And when a woman get a man that's confused, you become a target. And when you become a target, it is almost impossible to not become a target. Some men say, I'll just quit and go get a new job. Okay, go ahead, quit and go get a new job. I'm about to tell you a terrible, shocking secret that they don't tell you in those pickup artists and dating coaching seminars. And I'm a martial arts expert. I've done over 10 to 11 forms of martial arts in a decade and a half. So I have martial art experience. I've been in street fights. I've competed in martial art tournaments. I've actually whooped somebody's ass, and yes, I've had people whoop my ass. I've knocked people out unconscious, and I've had people knock me out unconscious. So I've done both. So I can tell you firsthand from martial art experience firsthand. Even if you quit and you get a new job, women from a new city or a new state, let's say you live in Los Angeles, California, and let's say you try to go to, I'm going to leave the Grove and go to Culver City. I'm giving you an example. And let's say you go to that environment. You still got black women, white women, and Mexican women from the hood that still can sense high levels of testosterone and low levels of testosterone, and they still can see the bitch in you. And they'll be like, oh shit, this punk left one location and come to another location to get away from the problem. And they don't have to go talk to the girl that punked you out. What will happen is they will have a smile on their face and go, you think that because you got away from that crazy woman that you ain't running into another crazy woman? And they'll smile and go, oh yeah, I can get his ass because he's scared. And you'll leave and you'll go to 2 jobs, 3 jobs. Before you know it, you went to 5 different places and they all still can see the bitch in you. And then you'll say, I'll stop talking with black women, I'll just go talk to white women. And then they can see the bitch in you. Now, they won't say nothing for the first 6 to 9 months because they don't want you to know that they know you a bitch. So all of a sudden at the end of the year, she starts to act out to see if you're going to react the way she think you're going to react. And you do. And you be like, damn, what's wrong with these white women? I thought it was just black women. Nah, it ain't just black women. White women can be from the hood. Mexican women can be from the hood. And then you be like, fuck this, I'm just gonna date foreign women. And then the mistake you make is you take the foreign woman from their country to the United States, and then they start to run into those same women, and then they see the bitch in you. And if you don't want that to ever happen to you, you have to build mental toughness. To build it is simple. Take some martial art classes, do boxing, play some basketball or football. Why do you think a lot of times the guys that are not from the hood hang out with guys that are from the hood? It ain't so they can be hood, it's so they can build mental toughness. Because sometimes a woman will try you. A woman will try to fight you. A woman will try to get you because you don't want to man up. And I'm making this video to tell you why you should never fight over a woman. And you see, if you fight over a woman, it's a recipe for disaster. Because here's how it works. If you beat up your best friend for the girl, you win the street fight and you win the girl, but you lose your best friend in the process. You don't get your best friend back. Once you win the street fight and you beat up your best friend and you win the girl, you cannot have both. You cannot have the girl and your best friend. You got to lose one or the other. If you choose your best friend and you don't fight him, then you lose the girl. And most men, most of the time, when they win the street fight, they lose their best friend so they can have the girl. And then they don't realize what they signed up for. They don't realize how much trouble they got to go through once they have the girl. It's like you inherit debt from another person. Except for one problem. That can last 5 years. That can last 10 or 15 years. And the reason why I'm making part 3 of this video is because I'm going to make a fully fledged series of this. Part 4, I'm going to talk about what happens when you do get in the fights with women. How can a woman tell that you're a man or a punk? Because they don't want to talk about this in the pickup artists and the dating coach seminars, because if they tell you that, you won't listen to them. And I'm trying to explain to you that there's not just one level of game or 2 levels of game. There are 3 levels of game. And a lot of times women are not going to be interested in your fight game, okay? Once she know you can fight, she don't challenge you. She don't try to have you fight no more. It's like, okay, he can handle himself in a fight. Once you know how to put it down in the bedroom and blow her back out, she ain't trying to see your sex game no more. Now the only game she's trying to see is your mental toughness. That's why I made that video called Shit Test versus Mind Games Part 2. To explain to you that women will do shit tests and mind games, and a lot of that is to see if you're a man or a punk. And I'm trying to explain to you in this video that when you don't act like a man from the start, this is what happens. Now someone might say sarcastically, what if I fuck up 2 or 3 times? Even if you try to return to masculine frame, she is still gonna fuck with you. The girl at your job will fuck with you until you start to act like a man. And she'll keep messing with you and keep messing with you. And the reason why she'll keep messing with you is to give you a small reminder you should have never messed up the first time. And then other women on the job will mess with you because why? You should have never fucked up the first time. And you might say, but how am I supposed to know? You know, because I'm making the video and I'm telling you so you don't ever end up in that predicament. It ain't just me. It's like at least 8 other guys I know that have women at their job that punk their ass. And you see in the next one, I'm going to talk about what happens if your boss is a woman and she see the bitch in you. That's something that the pickup artists and the dating coaches don't talk about. And see, when I talk about that in the next video, you'll be blown the hell away on why you have such a hard time at the workplace. It ain't just sexual harassment. There's also being a bitch that factors into some of these things. This video is to explain to you that even if you go to another job there's still gonna be some woman that's still gonna be able to look at you like a water bottle and go, yep, he a punk bitch. It happened to me in high school, and I had women trying to try it on me in college. And it wasn't until I went to a martial art instructor that did judo that told me, once you fuck up once, everyone's gonna try you. Men gonna try you, women gonna try you. Hell, you gonna have some kids trying you. So I'm making the video to try to help you so you don't mess up. Until then, peace.